Why should we waste our time? Did they say entrapment, or why would we waste our time in detaining them?
Sobrang sinungaling niya. Why would we waste our time in detaining them? Then, bakit hindi ka nag-object doon sa idea na contemptible na yung excuse letter ko no namin? Excuse letter ko. Nung sinabi na contemptible yung excuse letter ko, ayon na ayon ka pa nun kay Benny Abanteng, puta. Nagsalita ka pa nga dyan, ayan, ang tapang-tapang niyan, gumanon-ganon ka pa nga eh. Hindi lang narinig officially, pero naririnig yung boses mo dun sa microphone ni Benny Abante. Unang-una, bakit kami lang yung pinatawag ninyo? Diba? Patawag kayo ng mga token na ibang mga vloggers dyan. But 38 of those vloggers are Duterte aligned. Fake news kayo ng fake news, tas hindi nyo ma-identify kung sino yung nagpapakalat ng fake news. Diyos ko, barbers! Dapat talaga wala. Ito mga ganitong klaseng politiko, ito yung mga politiko na nagtatrabaho ng may utang. Alam niyo yun, yung nagtatrabaho ng may utang, yung hindi na talaga gagawin yung trabaho ng mahusay. Kasi nga alam niya, wala rin naman siya kita.
When the incident in the West Philippine Sea happened, no, binangga yung ating mga fishermen, binutas yung mga life raft ng ating mga Coast Guard, binuli tayo ng Coast Guard. They did not even issue a comment or a statement condemning the aggression made by the Chinese Coast Guard. So, ang feeling namin, teka muna, dapat ito yung dapat nating binubuhay sa social media. But that's just one topic, Gretchen. No?
And this is this is content regulation. Why do you expect us to make a certain content according to your liking? Ang content regulation, hindi po yan po pwede. Okay? Hindi mo kami po pwedeng diktahan kung ano ang ilalagay namin sa content, ano ang itatopic namin, ano ang pag-uusapan namin. At hindi porket, hindi namin ginagawa yung gusto mo, ay ibig sabihin nun, ay kung ano na yung iniisip mo na kami. Diyos ko, itong taong to, kongresista pa lang to, kung makapag-isip, diktador na. Ang tawag dito, nahirapan si Ace Barbers na i-convince yung host ng Big Story na show. Tapos magaganda yung questions ni Regina doon eh. Sabi niya, meron kasing disconnect eh na, iipit-ipitin niyo sila sa tax compliance, pagkatapos yung hearing is about fake news, about narco-vloggers and kineme. So, anong kinalaman nun doon? Ganyan. So, ibig sabihin, kumbaga, hindi maiwasan, naisipin talaga ng mga tao that you are really running after them. Ganyan. To be fair dito kay Gretchen Ho, hindi niya pinakawalan kasi yung idea na tinatarget niyo naman talaga sila eh. Tinatarget niyo naman talaga yung mga BBM vloggers, yung mga DDS vloggers eh. Ayan. So anyway, eto, pakita ko sa inyo. At kahit naman, eto nga kahit may mga times na asar ako kay Gretchen Ho, I can appreciate her if she's doing the right thing. Dito nga, alam mo yun, ramdam mo na ayaw naman, itong mga to, hindi naman kami pagtatanggol ng mga yan eh. Kaso nga lang kasi, siguro na-realize din nitong mga mainstream people na if they're going to allow this to happen to us, if they're not going to ask the right questions at this very moment, complacent sila at sooner or later, sila na rin yung magiging dyan. Sila na rin yung magkakaroon ng problema tungkol dyan. Ayan.
Fake news and disinformation. Welcome to Morning Matters, Congressman.
Hi, good morning, Gretchen, and good morning to all our televiewers. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga kabayan.
Let's pick up from the latest hearing. That second hearing on fake news, PDP Laban is accusing the Tri-Committee of harassing the vloggers and influencers by summoning them to this probe. Some vloggers say that this is a trap to have them arrested. Your reaction to that?
Well, first of all, they have to realize that the objective of this Tri-Com hearing is only to establish a regulatory policy in the use of social media platforms in the country. All of us in the country know that in the advent of the social media, a lot of fake news have been spread all over the country, and disinformation, malinformation, and misinformation are prevalent. So, what should the government do to address these issues? Because it will undermine national security. It will perhaps even to the extent of.
Gusto nila ng regulatory framework, pero ang in-invite lang nila mga political content creators. Sinungaling talaga itong putang inang barbers na to eh. Diba? Pero hindi, gusto lang namin ng kasi nagpapakalat ng fake news, maraming ganyan. Bakit political content creator lang in-invite mo? Tapos mga DDS vloggers lang.
Undermining democratic institutions. So, the government cannot just sit idly and do nothing. So, Kasi
undermining the democratic institutions, what do you mean by that? What do you mean undermine? You are undermining our democratic rights, Barbers. Ano yung ina-undermine namin na democratic institutions?
Telcom initiated this investigation of fake news and eventually, in aid of legislation, come up with a remedial legislation. And that's the only objective. Why should we waste our time? Did they say entrapment? Or why would we waste our time in detaining them? If we
Sobrang sinungaling niya. Why would we waste our time in detaining them? Then, bakit hindi ka nag-object doon sa idea na contemptible na yung excuse letter ko no namin? Excuse letter ko. Nung sinabi na contemptible yung excuse letter ko. Ayun na ayun ka pa nun kay Benny Abanteng, putang ina mo ka. Nagsalita ka pa nga dyan, ayan, ang tapang-tapang niyan. Gumanon-ganon ka pa nga eh. Hindi lang narinig officially, pero naririnig yung boses mo dun sa microphone ni Benny Abante. Unang-una, bakit kami lang yung pinatawag ninyo? 'Di ba? Patawag kayo ng mga token na ibang mga vloggers diyan. But 38 of those vloggers are Duterte aligned. Just me. Anyway.
We don't have any basis. Can we get anything out of that? No. The reason.
Can we get out of that? No. No, you get out of it. Kasi you want to get back at us. It's very clear. Ikaw nga, pinakita mo na lahat ng mga post namin dun sa House of Representative hearing eh. Si Abante nga, gusto nang patanggalan ng lisensya si Attorney Trixie. Si Paduano. Si Abante gusto na akong ipa-contempt. You are already wasting time on us. You're spending a lot of time for us. Yung dalawang hearing ninyo is actually for us. And you're trying to mask it na parang kunwari meron kayo pinagkakaabalang regulatory framework for social media use. Asa na yun? Hindi naman nagpunta yung mga dapat yung kausapin. Kinontempt nyo ba sila? Diba? Matapang lang naman sila sa loob ng HOR. Correct! Matapang kayo kasi may power kayo, may privilege kayo. And by the way, kami ang kami ang normal na citizen, kami yung boses na dapat pinapakinggan ninyo. Pero ang ginagawa ninyo, yung power na meron kayo, sinusuppress nyo yung boses na dapat na pinapakinggan ninyo. Diyos ko, Barbers.
Why we invited them is because they were the ones who are active in the social media, and we wanted to know if they indeed would agree to a policy that will be approved by Congress and eventually become a law. Because if they don't agree, then definitely these guys are the purveyors of fake news. They are the ones who doesn't want to be regulated and controlled because they want to continue their shenanigans or, so to speak, the spread of fake news. So wala namang plano.
Ang tanga ng mga premise ni Ace Barbers, no? Parang kapag ayaw mo raw magpa-regulate, ibig sabihin, tuloy ka lang sa paggawa mo ng masasama. Idiot, okay? Your right to express is guaranteed by the Constitution. You're not supposed to be regulated on that. Okay? Is it absolute? Of course it is not absolute. If you're going to say something that would, affect national security, something that is slanderous, defamatory, or libelous, mananagot ka sa batas kasi may batas tayo para doon. Ang hirap kausap ni Barbers. Sa totoo lang, ang hirap kausap ni Barbers. Tapos yung mga tanga-tang nag-argue na, hindi naman kasi absolute ang hindi naman absolute ang freedom of speech. Wala naman nagsabing absolute yan. Kaya nga sinasabi sa inyo, if you find reasons, if you think that your rights are violated, meron naman kayong remedy. Kami pag pinatawag nyo kami dyan, tapos kinontempt nyo kami for silliest reason, anong remedy namin? Regulated, Mr. Barbers, that is bordering tyranny. Tyranny. Totoo. Ba't galit na galit to si Jose Alan? Sino kaaway nito ni Jose Alan? Ay. Ito, galit na galit. Gaga, sino makikinig sa iyo? Jose Alan, nakikinig ka nga ngayon. Ay, ang dami mong comment, oh. Oh. Ang dami-dami mong comment, oh. Kahit talaga tataka nyo. Sino makikinig sa'yo ganyan? Di ikaw. Ikaw yung nandito eh. Ikaw yung nandito eh. Matapang lang kayo, sabi ni Jose Alan. Pero di makaharap. Matapang lang kayo pero di makaharap. Taga saan ka ba, Jose Alan? O magharap tayo? Taga saan ka ba? Akyat ka, ano, Jose Alan? Bilis, ito nga online lang to eh. Baka naman kaya mong humarap dito. O, bilis. Harap, harap, harap. Harap, Jose Alan, akyat na. Oh, ang tapang-tapang mo, di ka naman makaharap. Bilis, Jose Alan. Ang tapang-tapang mo, di ka makaklik ng link. Akyat na. Tanga ni Alan, ano? Tanga-tanga mo, gaga-gaga na kung sino makikinig sa'yo. Eh di ikaw. Ang dami mo ng comment dito, mukhang kanina ka pa nakikinig ka, tanga ka. 'Di ba? Kanina ka pa nakikinig ka, tanga ka. Ano gagawin natin diyan? Ayun.
I wanted to get more insight, though, into how you chose the batch of vloggers that you invited to the hearings, because if you take a look at the names, a big chunk of them are actually associated with the Duterte camp. We have 13 petitioners who filed for the unconstitutionality of the hearings. At yung mga pangalan doon na talagang kumagalitaw na litaw sila, like Crisette Laureta Chu, you have Atty. Trixie Cruz Angeles, Lorraine Badoy, Eric Celis, Sas Rogado Sasot, etc. How did you determine who to invite to the hearings?
Well, the first parameter is that we got a list of all those who are active. No? It just so happened that those active bloggers are political bloggers, no? Which is probably, which we think is associated with a different political party. And but that's not the only basis, Gretchen. There were bloggers like Maluti Kia, Attorney Recto, and others, no, who are actually who participated and appeared before the committee. And even
sobrang ano, yung he can really lie with straight face. Yun din, may inimbita nga kami, bakla, dalawa nga lang inimbitan nyo na non-DDS aligned. Si, ano lang, yung si Enzo Recto lang at saka si Enzo Recto lang at saka yung WhatsApp Pilipinas. Yung WhatsApp Pilipinas, BBM yun. Pero grabe yun, sobra talagang fake news nun. Yung dalawang token na yun lang inimbitan nyo. Nagpakita ba yung WhatsApp Pilipinas? Hindi nga nagpakita yun eh, kinontempt nyo ba? Hindi rin. Pinadala nyo ba na show cause order yung WhatsApp Pilipinas? Ano nangyari dun? Sinulatan ba kayo? Nag-explain ba siya kung bakit hindi siya nagpunta? Diyos me.
even gave their opinion as to how we can come up with a regulatory policy. So these are, I think they should, they give too much importance on themselves. Eh. Hindi dapat, alam mo, the reason.
Give too much importance to ourselves. Bakla, ikaw nga, kinutuhan ninyo mga post ko para itapik lang dyan sa House of Representative hearing na yan. Tapos we give too much importance to ourselves, barbers. Gago ka ba?
The reason why we want them there is because they're the ones who are active. And some of them, I'm not saying all, are the ones who we feel are spreading fake news. Kasi
some of them, but not all, are spreading fake news. Mga putang ina ninyo eh. Kung identified nyo pala kung sino na nagsispread ng fake news, bakit hindi nyo sabihin kung sino? Inaatado nyo kaming lahat. Fake news kayo ng fake news, tapos hindi nyo ma-identify kung sino yung nagpapakalat ng fake news. Diyos ko, barbers. Dapat talaga wala. Ito mga ganitong klaseng politiko, ito yung mga politiko na nagtatrabaho ng may utang. Alam niyo yun, yung nagtatrabaho ng may utang, yung hindi na talaga gagawin yung trabaho ng mahusay. Kasi nga alam niya, wala rin naman siya kita. Diyos ko.
I remember when the incident in the West Philippine Sea happened, no? Binangga yung ating mga fishermen, binutas yung mga life raft ng ating mga Coast Guard, binuli tayo ng Coast Guard. They did not even issue a comment or a statement condemning the aggression made by the Chinese Coast Guard. So, ang feeling namin, teka muna, dapat ito yung dapat nating binubuhay sa social media. But that's just one topic, Gretchen. No?
And this is this is content regulation. Why do you expect us to make a certain content according to your liking? Ang content regulation, hindi po yan po pwede. Okay, hindi mo kami po pwedeng diktahan kung ano ang ilalagay namin sa content, ano ang itatopic namin, ano ang pag-uusapan namin. At hindi porket, hindi namin ginagawa yung gusto mo, ay ibig sabihin nun, ay kung ano na yung iniisip mo na kami. Diyos ko, itong taong to, kongresista pa lang to, kung makapag-isip, diktador na. Grabe yung kakupalan, grabe yung pagkalasing sa kapangyarihan, grabe.
And generally, what we really have, what to happen is that a policy that there will be a code of conduct no, among social media actors.
Hindi, ito pa yung hindi nila alam. Pinipilit nila may code of conduct daw yung mga journalist, yung mga ano. Hindi po lahat ng journalist, hindi po lahat ng nasa mainstream media member ng KBP. It's a voluntary membership. It is not required. Kung gusto mong mag-join ka, then you're going to be bound by their organizational code of conduct. Diyos ko, hindi mo po pwedeng i-impose yun, hindi mo pwedeng gawing mandatory yun. Bakit hindi mo po pwedeng gawing mandatory yun? Kasi nga, you're putting a limitation on the freedom of speech if you make it mandatory. Diyos ko.
There must be some sort of discipline and, of course, accountability. If you start spreading fake news, you should be accountable. Now, they will say, and I'm sure they will argue, oh, there are existing laws. You file a case. There are already cybercrime laws and anti-cybercrime prevention act. You can use that as basis to file. Kaya nga natin tinitingnan why is it that since 2012, when the Cybercrime Prevention Act was passed, hindi naman nagagamit ito na batas doon sa mga dapat pailan ng batas, no? So we want to look into this and perhaps revisit and see how we can improve, no? Again, no, they give too much importance on themselves, Gretchen. Parang feeling nyo ba kayo ang heroes? Kayo lang nagmamahal sa bayan?
Well, Congressman, nabanggit po ninyo noong December 4 actually that you're calling into an investigation.
Ayan yung sobrang yung i-dismiss. Kayo lang ba ang heroes? Kayo lang ba ang nagmamahal sa bayan? Well, ikaw, Barbers, paano mo minahal ang Surigao? Kumusta kalagayan ng environment nyo doon? Kumusta yung mga minahan doon na sumisira doon sa natural resources ng Surigao? Paano mo minamahal yung bayan mo, Barbers? Diyos ko, kapal talaga ng mukha nito, pinaka nakakadiring kongresista. And alam nyo, I'm very sure kaya pinili to si Barbers na magsalita ng ganito. Kasi ano siya yung, parang alam mo yung amiable yung dating. Kasi gwapo si Barbers, tapos yung kung magsalita siya, yung kumbaga yung parang amiable ba? Yung kung hindi mo iintindihin yung mga sinasabi niya, parang may sense. Ganon. But ano ba talaga yung totoo mong ginawa bilang public servant? Meron kang confidential at intelligence fund na hanggang ngayon, hindi mo pa naliliquidate. Ganyan ka magmahal ng bansa mo, Barbers? Ang daming mga minahan. May mga minahan dyan sa Surigao del Norte. Grabe yung damage na ginawa sa environment. Meron ka bang ginawa para sa mahal mong Surigao del Norte? Diyos ko. Kadiri ang puta.
Investigation into the spread of harmful online content by trolls and pro-China propagandists. You zeroed in on those two things. So, and di naman po kaila sa marami that you are decrying harassment. Also, Congressman Benny Abante during the Quadcom hearings na hinaharas po kayo online as those hearings were happening. So, hindi po ba yung reaction po nila na medyo defensive sila dito ay it is quite merited?
Well, siyempre, merited sa kanila on their, as far as they are concerned. No? But ito lang yung usapan dyan. Sa tingin ko, no, pagkaaya mong ma-regulate.
Actually, na-appreciate ko si Gretchen Ho for bringing that up, no? Na yung reaction ng mga vloggers that we are, that our reaction is merited. Kasi nga, inano-ano nyo kami. Pinag-usapan nyo kami ng bonggang-bongga dyan sa TRICOM in a very derogatory manner, eh. Diba?
Ayaw mong madisiplina, may plano kang iba. No? Pangalawa,
kasi sabi niya, ayaw mo madisiplina, may plano kang iba. Unang-una, bakit kayo yung magdidisiplina sa amin? Sino kayo? Diba? Bakit ikaw magdidisiplina?
Hindi ba dapat na magkaroon tayo ng effort to stop the spread of fake news in the social media? Dapat ba lagyan natin ng disiplina yung mga gumagamit ng social media? Kasi maraming
ano yung disiplinang tinutukoy mo? Iputang ina mo, ikaw hindi ka makapag-liquidate ng confidential fund at intelligence fund mo, wala kang disiplina eh.
Pumura, no? And alam naman natin that children are...
Mas pati pagmumura, Diyos me. Hindi po mauubos ang nagmumura sa mundo. Adiktador ang puta.
Are accessible to the social media platforms. Pangalawa, merong nananawagan ng kaguluhan sa bansa. O hindi pa, iba, to make it even worse, ang kanila
nananawagan ng kaguluhan sa bansa. O, baka di nyo i-demanda? Ba't di nyo ipakulong? Are you helpless, Barbers? Bakit hindi nyo ma-identify kung sino? Eh di ba kinasuhan nyo si Captain Dado? Ba't hindi nyo pinatawag sa hearing? Diyos ko.
Wagan ng kudita, di ba? Pag-aaklas, no, dito sa ating gobyerno. And I think this thing should not be tolerated. No? If you want to express dissent or your opinion against the government, you can do so. No one's stopping you. In fact, there should be a balance between freedom of expression, which is a guaranteed constitutional right to all of us, and dun sa regulation. Kaya nga lagi natin sinasabi, di ba, a right that is provided for or enshrined in our constitution is not an absolute right. If government feels that this is going to undermine national security, it is going to undermine democratic institutions, and the whole society will be affected. Well, will be
Congressman, which leads me to my next question. Aren't we treading a dangerous thin line? Because every time we talk about government regulation in the media and on social media, it could possibly infringe, again, on freedom of expression, but not just that. Who gets to determine what is fake or what is true? What is allowed? What is a danger? What is safe? I mean, that is also, isn't that also subjective, arbitrary? I mean, paano niyo po lalagyan ng proper guardrails without actually sending down chills down our spines?
Okay.
Hindi po ba delikado rin yun?
You're a broadcast journalist, right? And you are under a strict regulation by a organization that monitors and makes you accountable if you do erroneous reporting, di ba? Kaya nga may KBP, di ba? Sa mga journalist naman sa print, meron din silang NUJP. Now, in the commercials or advertising, meron din silang PANA, no, that regulates them. Why can't we not regulate social media when we all know, you and I know, that these platforms are the ones being used to spread fake news? Ngayon nga, magtanong ka, hindi mo na alam kung ano yung totoo eh. Diba? Because there were several disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation. So that is the only objective of this. Why are they scared? Diba?
Congressman, who gets to regulate though?
At mga reporters ay meron kayong panuntunan, meron kayong pamantayan, meron kayong mga regulasyon. Dapat siguro gawin din natin because social media, because of the internet, no, everybody is accessible to that. By may cellphone ka lang, smartphone ka lang, meron kang internet, you can practically read anything you want to read.
And who's going to regulate that? I mean, we already have libel laws. Kapag kami po ay nagkakamali sa mga report namin, we are, pwede kami makasuhan ng libel. I mean, not just us, but also our newsroom. And we have that in the law. We actually also have Article 154 on the revised penal code against false news. So that is already there. What legislation are you gearing towards? Or how are you thinking of putting up that mechanism of regulation?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Gretchen. There are laws already. And perhaps it is the best time to revisit these laws. No? Number one. Number two, there is probably a need to craft a new law or a remedial law in order that these regulations will be implemented. Kaya nga kayo, pumapayag nga kayo ma-regulate eh. Bakit social...
Ang tanga niya, no? Hindi pumapayag na ma-regulate yung mga yung mga professional journalist. Kasi hindi naman yun mandatory. Ang hirap kausap ni Barbers. Ang hirap kausap ni Barber, sobra. Parang paulit-ulit siya, no? Kayo nga mga journalist, ganito. Bakla, I hope na, yung may kausap siyang journalist na ganyan. Pag sasabihin ng journalist, actually, hindi po ako member ng KBP or ng NUJP or whatever. Kasi marami ng ganyan eh. Parang, may mga kaibigan ako nun sa ABS-CBN at saka sa GMA. Before, parang required, mandatory na member lahat sila ng KBP. Tapos parang eventually, tinanggal na nila yung requirement na yun. So kung nasa ABS ka, parang dati, parang required yun sa employment mo na member ka ng KBP. Yung mga journalists nila, yung mga reporters nila, ganyan. But eventually, it was removed. It was removed. So parang they can work in ABS-CBN or in GMA na kahit hindi sila member ng KBP or iba pang mga professional organization, ganun. Ay, Diyos ko po, nakapagod kausap si Barbers.
Social media, ayaw po kaya. Diba? I'll throw that question to you, Gretchen. Would you agree that a regulatory policy be imposed or implemented in the social media? Give me your answer. As a journalist, diba? I'm sure you would want that. Diba? So that you can control
on a personal note,
and regulate and make people accountable if they indeed violate such a law. No, it's a flimsy argument to say that mag-file kayo ng kaso. Hindi naman ganun kadali yung pagpa-file ng kaso, di ba? Kaya nga namin kayo tinatawag eh. Magbigay kayo ng suggestion. Huwag niyong awayin yung naghihingi ng suggestion sa inyo. As simple as that.
Hi, Congressman, after 2 hearings, what kinds of laws are you looking at? I believe there is a proposal to secure or to require social media platforms to secure a franchise from Congress to operate in the Philippines.
That's one. Yeah, that's one. But we're still studying it. We wanted the experts to study that further because we wanted to look into the amending the PSA Act or the Public Service Act. Siguro baka maisama din yung social media. Second, bakit may proposal to for the social media platforms to secure a franchise from Congress? Because according to them, they're bound by the rules imposed on them by their mother company abroad. teka muna, dito kayo nag-uupisina, dito kayo nagbi-business eh. Hindi ba dapat dito rin kayo ma-regulate, dito rin kayo magbayad? These guys are making so much money. YouTube, Facebook, what else? All these platforms. And they always say that we have an office abroad. And
we actually do have laws already that tax them. So meron na pong in place na batas na nagre-require ng bayad ng buwis yung mga platforms.
Anong batas?
Yung e-digital VAT services.
Okay.
So meron na po yun.
Exactly. You mentioned that, Gretchen. No? May digital tax na sinasabi doon sa Lazada. May digital tax doon sa Shopee. Yung mga shopping online digital services.
Kasama dyan content creator, barbers.
So even Facebook, I believe, in YouTube, they are paying from ads, commercial ads. They are paying taxes.
Yeah, because they have yun, automatic yun. But in the amount of money that they make for the whole year, are they paying taxes to the BIR? The BIR in that particular hearing said, well, voluntary kasi yung pagbabayad ng mga platforms nila at saka yung mga vloggers that monetize in these platforms. So I guess we really have to look into this. Bakit ba yung ibang bansa, no? Bakit ba yung Egypt, China, Singapore, they all have regulatory policy, di ba? Meron silang policy na hindi ka dapat mag-abuso dun sa paggamit mo ng social media platforms. Bakit sa Pilipinas di ba natin pwedeng gawin yun? The
Congressman,
broadcast journalist, meron kayong KBP. Yung mga journalists sa print, meron silang NUJP. Yung mga advertisers, meron din silang TANA. And these are all rules that actually regulate them so that it will prevent abuse.
But Congressman,
ano yun
if you
misunderstanding ni Barbers, yung mga yon hindi yun rules to regulate them. It is actually an effort from their end in order to make, may commercial value yan. Ang naman ito ni Barbers eh. Hindi ka obliged na maging part nun. However, kung gusto mo na, sige, kasi ang goal nga niyan is parang mas ma-earn yung trust kasi nga media nga yan, mas gustong pagkatiwalaan, ganun. So, meron silang they oblige themselves to be part of it, to adhere to certain code of ethics or whatsoever, ganyan. O ang tanong, bakit hindi mo tinatopic whether or not ito bang KBP at yung iba pang mga organizations na are they really working? Ilang beses na bang nag-fake news ang mainstream media, may naparusahan ba ang KBP? For example, yung Rappler, hindi naman kasi yata KBP member ang Rappler eh. Yung nag-fake news sila sa Soler ba yun? Yung parang sabi na terrorist attack, hindi naman pala. And there are many other instances na ganun. Parang, ang premise kasi ni Barbers, yung, since meron silang code of conduct, problem solve. Ganun yung thinking niya. Napaka Diyos ko. Asyomero.
The hands of Congress, isn't that also prone to abuse? On one hand, it can strengthen it. On the other hand, it can also be prone to political pressure, political persuasion. Why the Congress as the arbiter of all of this?
Why Congress? Is because Congress is the one that craft laws. No? It doesn't actually, I absolutely agree with you. No? Bakit Congress? Kasi there were stories or there were incidents that some members of Congress have probably overstepped or overreached. Pero in this case, if they feel that they can be regulated by a non-government office, okay lang sa atin yun. Kaya nga humihingi tayo ng opinion nila. And maybe, like you're a broadcast journalist, you can also share your opinion or suggestions with us. And we will take them all in. It's not as if it's Congress who's going to control and regulate it. Hindi. Kung gusto nyo kami, pwede naman kami. Kung ang gobyerno. Diba? Kung gusto ninyong private or NGO yan or whatever it is, like KBP, NUJP, PANA, kayo na bahala dyan. What we want to hear from you is what is your opinion and what is your suggestion as far as one, code of ethics is concerned. Discipline, accountability, just like what you guys are bound by the KBP rules.
Discipline and accountability, pagkatapos yun, di marunong mag-liquidate ng confidential niya at intelligence fund eh. Kapal ng mukha. You can hold any vloggers accountable. If, let's say, they are hindi niya kasi naiintindihan yung community guidelines sa social media, sa cyberspace eh. Kung ganito na hindi, ilalagyan natin ng certain rules and guidelines itong mga content creator na to, ganyan, ganyan. Hindi ba dapat, in as much as binibigyan mo ng mga sangkaterbang pabigat itong mga content creator, dapat, meron din kayong pamamaraan to protect yung mga content creator kapag kunwari, ang tawag dito yung kunwari si Facebook, unreasonably, tinanggal niya yung monetization mo, ganyan, yung mga ganong etos. Or for example, na mass report ka ng mga troll accounts. You're talking about ano eh, you're talking about liability, but you're not talking about the protection of content creators. For example, ako ilang beses akong pinagbantaan ng buhay ko ngayong gabi. How are you going to protect me from that? Panay ka liability, ganito ang gawin ninyo. Bayad kayo ng tax, ineme, ganyan. But what are you doing to protect people like me? Dun sa mga nagbabanta sa akin na gusto akong mamatay. Diyos ko. Hindi po pwede na panay ka, ay hindi, ganito ang gawin nyo. Hindi mo pwedeng panay ganun ang bibigay mo sa amin, barbers. Putang ina nyo pala eh. Ayaw nyo kasing aminin na ang goal nyo lang talaga ay patahimikin kami dahil kinikriticize namin kayo ng bonggang-bongga. Dahil ako, in-expose ko na yung asawa mo may 29 million na utang ng luxury bags na hindi pa nagbabayad hanggang ngayon. Dahil in-expose kita na ikaw, hindi ka nag-liquidate ng confidential at intelligence fund mo. Diyos ko, ang pa-plastic nyo eh, ayaw nyo ayaw nyo aminin yung mga totoong kamalian ninyo kasi. Gusto ninyo parang, gumagawa na kayong katarantaduhan, gusto nyo bayani pa rin kayo eh.
Happen if these vloggers and influencers continue to skip the hearings. At pangalawa, it is not just them who actually did not appear. Also Facebook, also TikTok. YouTube was there, but the two biggest platforms did not attend the hearing. Ano po mangyayari?
Well, I only have my opinion, but of course, I will submit to the wisdom of the three chairmen of these three committees. Participant ako dyan because I was one of those who delivered the privilege speech against fake news. No? Kaya yan ang role ko. Pero sa TRICOM na yan, it is chaired by, the lead chair is Congressman Dan Fernandez, and the Committee on Public Information chaired by Congressman Joboy Aquino, and the ICT Committee chaired by Toby Chanco. So sila yung magde-determine, sila yung Basta ito kasi I think it is let us disabuse the minds of people that it is Congress who wants to control the regulatory policy. No, if you feel, kasi kaya nga in aid of legislation itong hearing, if it appears in that committee hearing that it is not Congress who's going to regulate that, so be it. We're not going to argue and debate. If you want an NGO to do that, let's do it. NGO. Now,
Congressman,
remains that the main objective really is a regulatory policy.
Correct.
Nothing more, nothing less. Wala hong entrapment dyan, wala hong detention dyan, wala hong ano dyan.
Wala raw detention, walang entrapment. Ulul!
Ikaw ay nandoon sa kabilang panig, wala namang problema yan. Opinion mo yan at right mo yan. And we respect that. The honor, the provisions enshrined in our Constitution. Wala ho kaming ibang ano dyan. Kami, gusto rin namin naman na na-honor din lahat ng ating karapatan ng tao na nakasaad sa ating salihan.
Congressman, we're running out of time, but I just want to get the answer quickly. Are you planning to expand the list of people to invite? Because another perennial problem online is the black propaganda troll farms. Meron pa po ba tayong iniisip na idagdag ito sa listahan ng mga resource persons?
Yeah, alam mo yung troll farms na sinasabi, kasama yan sa aming investigasyon. Hindi pa lang namin na ika nga natutumbok. Of course, we will invite everybody na active dito sa social media. No, whether you are black, you're white, you're brown, whatever it is. Basta makaka-contribute ka, you feel like makaka-contribute ka. Tulungan mo ang gobyerno mo. Tulungan mo ang bansa mo na magkaroon ng ganito. It's not me, Dan Fernandez, or just any member of Congress here. Para sa bansa mo ito. Gawin mo ito para sa Pilipinas, hindi para sa kung kanino man.
Kailan po susunod na hearing ng fake news?
I have no idea. I think that the three chairs would decide on when the next hearing, who to invite. And I am certain that the invitation to the social media actors will be extended. Kasi yung iba, alam mo Gretchen, yung iba, gumagamit ng fake na pangalan eh. How can you now invite them? Diba? Kapag ikaw gumagamit ng fake na pangalan, ano ibig sabihin? Baka ikaw yung purveyor ng fake news.
All right, that is a question hanging over our heads. Maraming salamat.
So pag gumagamit ka ng fake na pangalan, kay purveyor ng fake news, paano na lang yung mga bayani natin noon na gumagamit ng gumagamit ng pen name? Bobong puta. Diyos me! Paano na si Marcelo H. Del Pilar? Paano na lang si, tawag dito, sino ba yung mga bayani na gumagamit ng pen name? Diyos ko! Walang kasintanga, no? And they're going to have another hearing. Well, sa ngayon kasi wala pa kami nare-receive na subpoena eh. Wala pa kami nare-receive na subpoena. But like I said, sabi ko nga, itong mga taga-Quadcom, taga-Tricom na to, sooner or later, magkikita-kita naman tayo eh. Magkikita-kita tayo sooner or later. And wag kayong mag-alala. Kasi pag nagkita-kita tayo, we're gonna make the best out of it. Ganon. Now, just to wrap up the points, no? Yung entire interview, kasi na to eh, Feb 21 na yung interview na yan eh. Kumbaga parang, although kahapon ko lang napanood, tapos na yung Feb 18 na hearing dyan. And nagbabackpedal talaga ng bonggang-bongga itong si Ace Barbers. For him to highlight na hindi naman tinatarget ang mga Duterte vloggers. Kasi nga, obvious na tinatarget nyo kami. Actually, mas maraming reasons na pagbabasihan yung hypothesis na tina-target nyo kami. Kasi unang-una, ang pinagtatawag ninyo, malaking chunk, Duterte-aligned vloggers. 'Di ba? Pagkatapos, nung naggalit-galitan kayo sa Congress, ang inaway nyo lang naman, mga Duterte-aligned vloggers. 'Di ba? Pagkatapos, you're talking about troll farms, you're talking about, South China Sea, ganyan-ganyan. O kaninong politics ba yung matutunog pagdating sa mga ganong bagay? Like for example, yung sa West Philippine Sea. Mga Duterte vloggers din, Duterte-aligned vloggers din. So, imposible talagang hindi namin isipin na walang kinalaman ito sa pag-discriminate, pag-target at pag-ano sa amin, no, pag-teris doon sa mga Duterte-aligned. Kami talaga yung taano nyo dyan. Kami talaga yung topic nyo dyan. Kami talaga yung target ninyo. It's just that, na-discarril yung plano ninyo kasi nga pumalag kami. Ganon. Yung mga pinatawag nyo ng mga Duterte vloggers are professionals. Abogado, doktor, may mga career sa corporate world. Hindi kasi tanga yung mga pinagtatatawag ninyo. So that's why hindi kami papayag na basta-basta nyo lang balahurain dyan sa House of Representatives. Ayun. So yun yung ano dyan, yun yung kineme dyan. Joey noticed this. I think kaya Duterte vloggers ang target kasi ililink kayo sa destabilizer na conspirated doon sa binibintang nila sa mga Duterte allies. I think yun yung target niya. Jomelski, actually yun talaga yung effort nila to justify calling us is really hinged on that. Kasi gusto nilang gawin parang serious yung pagpapatawag sa amin that it is a national security issue. Ang problem kasi ng TRICOM, they do not know what they want. Ano bang gusto ninyo? Fake news? Troll farms? Code of conduct? Ano ba exactly? Social media regulation? Because those are separate topics eh. Like for example, yung social media regulation, hindi mo kailangan ng vloggers dyan eh. Hindi mo kailangan ng vloggers dyan. Actually, tinanong ni Gretchen Ho, sabi niya gano'n, kasi di ba hindi nagpunta yung mga, may mga nagpunta rin ng mga social media, meron diyang mga social media platform na hindi nagpunta. Like for example, yung Facebook and TikTok. Hindi nagpunta. YouTube nagpunta. Kinontempt nyo ba sila? Importante yung mga yan para sa pagka-craft ng social media regulation ninyo. Kasi if you're going to regulate the social media, sila ang ire-regulate mo, yung mga platforms na yan. YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, X, 'di ba? Hindi sila nagpunta. Kinontempt nyo ba? Hindi, 'di ba? Hindi nyo kinontempt. So yun lang yun. Talagang hindi nyo hindi, bakas na bakas yung fact na talaga kayo, yung talaga, tinatarget nyo talaga kami. Yan, mga DDS vloggers naman talaga kadalasan nagkakaso patungkol sa fake news and disinformation. Sabi ni, edi kasuhan nyo kung tingin ninyo na violate yung DDS man siya o hindi. Kung maraming DDS, edi kasuhan ninyo. 'Di ba? Marami sila itong Duterte-aligned vloggers eh. Sabi ni Karin, maski si Gretchen Ho knows something's wrong with Barber's argument, di lang makapalag. Correct, obvious na obvious. Siyempre si Gretchen Ho, hindi niya papakalat na no, hindi niya i-obvious na pinagtatanggol niya kami. Pero may nag-comment nga nung isa na kasi magkakaroon ng magkakaroon ng chilling effect even doon sa mga social media accounts and pages ng mainstream media. Joey, ibig ba sabihin ni Barbers, di sila makakagawa ng batas pag di kayo umattend sa hearing nila? Correct, that's the implication. Kasi bakit nyo kailangan kami isabpina, kailangan nyo kami ipa-show cause, ganyan. Na para bagang hindi nyo magagawa yung mga kailangan nyong gawin dyan sa House of Representatives pag wala kami. Pagkatapos sasabihin ni Barbers na feeling kasi importante nyo feeling nyo ang importante ninyo. Malamang. Isasabpina nyo kami, nyo kami para sa hearing na ito. Na para bagang kami ang magdadala ng mga regulasyon para mabuo ang mga iniisip ninyong batas. Ayun, mukhang may nagmamando talaga kasi kung hindi gumawa yung Congress, ipapakontempt ang DDS vlogger. Si Torre, si IDG naman ang plan B, correct. Actually, may ang mga chismis nga sa kaparangan is that talaga yun, naka-align talaga yon yung impeachment ni Inday, yung pangdidipit sa mga vloggers, kasama talaga yan doon sa plano nila. Ang goal really is to smoke screen yung problema tungkol sa budget. Yun talaga siya. So, nakaplano raw talaga yun. Nakasalang daw talaga yung na yan. And it is really a plan coming from Lisa Marcos. Yun yung kwento. Ayun. Okay? Well, anyway, ayan, pakitin natin si Filipina Normie bago tayo mag-end live. Hello? Hello, Filipina in Norway. Hello?
Hello!
Ayan, hello. Meron ka
Hello,
gustong i-share?
magandang gabi. Oo, kasi napanood ko yung si Maharlika kanina. Tapos, may sinabi siya about kay Pacquiao. So now, naintindihan ko na kung bakit si Maya binoljak niya si Maharlika. May deadline pala ang puta.
Sino yan?
Si Maya para sa masa. Yung vlogger na nagkukunwaring Duterte supporter pero namamangka sa dalawang ilog.
Pero wala akong masyadong ano dyan. Wala na akong masyadong care dyan, Filipina in Norway.
Oo, napanood ko lang.
Kung nanloloko siya, bahala siya sa buhay niya. Kung totoo siya, mag-show naman yun kung totoo siya
Napanood ko lang kanina yung sinabi ni Maharlika. So I realized, na-confirm ko lang na kaya pala ni Maya ginawa yung mga bagay na yon is talagang tao siya ni Pacquiao. So yun lang.
Anyway, to be honest, I don't care. Ayun, wala akong masyadong pakialam. Kung ano man yung content nila, kung ano man yung usapan nila, hayaan na yun. Kaya nga sila may kanya-kanyang platform Diba?
Yeah. Binoljak ko nga yun doon, kaya lang binlock ako. So, tapos kinontent ako at saka yung ibang mga vlogger. So, yun lang. Kaya, sabihin ko lang na mag-ingat yung mga Duterte followers sa dami ng mga vlogger. Tingnan kung sino talaga yung totoong Duterte supporters. Na katulad mo, katulad ni Maharlika, katulad ni Jonathan Morales, especially si Sas. Ano talaga sila ang bongbong administration talagang ginagapang nila kayo Tapos, wala silang goal kundi sirain talaga yung mga nag-i-speak up at nagsasabi ng totoo.
Ano naman yan kagaya nga sinasabi ni Ate MJ, time will tell. Ayun. So, hindi ako dyan, basta sigurado ako sa ginagawa ko, wala akong pakialam sa ginagawa ng iba.
Oo, tsaka tingnan mo yung pambobola ni Barbers. Sinabi niya hindi daw kayo gagaluin and they respect yung mga sinasabi ninyo. Pero si Colonel Grijaldo nakakulong pa din. So, sila talaga. Nakakahiya sila, hindi talaga nila ginagawa yung mga obligasyon nila sa mga tao, kundi ginagawa nila talaga yung pangkukurap lang talaga.
Well, anyway, ayun. So, ang tawag dito, mag-e-end live na ako ha.
Oo,
Ayun.
salamat ng madami.
Oo.
Ingat kayo ng
Okay.
maigi. Sige,
Thank you,
bye-bye.
Filipina in Norway. Sabi ni Carlo Diaz, ang DDS vloggers ay parang sila yung members ng La Solidaridad nung panahon ng mga Espanyol. Well, sa totoo lang, nalagay lang rin kasi kami dun sa posisyon na ayan, ginigit-git kami, inaano kami, mga ganyan. So wala kang, if the opportunity presents itself na kailangan mong may gawin, parang hindi ko maisip na wala kang gagawin. Alam mo yun? So parang tingin ko, kahit naman kayo yung malagay dun sa sitwasyon namin, I'm pretty sure, magsa-stand up rin kayo sa mga paniniwala ninyo. Ganun. It's really a matter of, doing the right thing that you believe na yun talaga, na tama talaga. Ayun. So yun, salamat sa lahat ng effort nyo para sa bayan, sabi ni Peter James Hautay. Sabi ni ayun. Mag-end live na ako, Karen Dayan. Mag-end live na ako, ang tawag dito.